Namaskar. This is me, Sanya Raj, back again. And today we're going to be talking about, as usual, Sushant Singh Rajput, Jiya Khan, Disha Salial. We are on the verge of, being soldiers, marching till we find our destination, and that is justice for truth. Justice and truth. We are searching for the truth from all authorities and agencies of wherever the jury system we have, everybody who is into these cases, we are only asking that please tell us the truth. And today I have, I call her as a, iron lady, a lady with so much of tolerance, at the same time resilience. That is mother of Jiya Khan, Rabia ji, who's been fighting tirelessly. Treacherous 9 years have passed by, and she is never giving up. And she's absolutely an emblem of inspiration and so much of strength. As a woman, she's fighting with system, which is the most difficult part. And I personally want to support her, want to be on her side, because this could happen to anybody, any one of us. And we have to do our part in the society, and that's how I prefer to do. So I would call upon Rabia ji and talk about what is the latest and what was her journey and what kind of experiences she has had with the Indian judiciary, the police, the CBI, who has covered the cases, but yet to tell her who is the culprit, who had actually killed Jiya Khan. So that's the question I'm going to raise to Mrs. Khan here. I welcome her.
Hi.
Namaskar, ma'am. Hello, hello. Good to see you, ma'am. And I see you. You're very lovely place behind, beautiful garden. So you're really good, having a decent time in this summer. Ma'am, my thing, we've been talking a lot behind the cameras, and it is so tiresome to actually see you, just tirelessly from last 9 years. And I know it personally because I've been talking and I understand what you're doing, but I just admire the that you never want to give up. And the point with not giving up is basically to understand that why you're not giving up. What is there a hope, or is it something that you believe strongly, not just emotionally, but also factually? And I know that you've actually almost investigated the whole case of Jiya and worked along with the agencies and worked for the agencies. So, ma'am, my first question, you've sent me some PGI reports, Scarmens reports. Tell me, just in a summary, where is the case today? If you just tell me the summary, because we know we're going to be taking up the opponents. You've filed a case for other Pancholis. We're going to take them also, but just give us the short summary where the case is today.
Sanya, first of all, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, all right. You are saying that I had been working along with the agency. No, you have got to correct that. I have not been working along with the agencies. If the agencies were doing their work properly, then I did not need a lawyer. Right? Agencies were not in the same boat as me. They were, in fact, protecting the criminal. My question from the day one was, who killed my daughter? And in fact, to the police, I had also spelled the name that my suspicion goes upon him, and he should be questioned. Now, police had already accused him of abetment, but they had no proof of abetment. There is no evidence of abetment, which is actually to give him an acquittal. And I am adamant because no one in this world was born to tell my daughter what to do. No one in this world could tell my daughter that go and drown yourself or kill yourself. No one is born. I know she's my daughter, and I know her more than anyone in this world knows her. Right?
I'm with you.
Yes, my daughter will never. She did films that touched her heart and that she wanted to do. She has refused very big banners who wanted to typecast her. So she had her own opinion and her own mind. If a person, a criminal, can go and will go and kill her, that's a different issue. And in fact, the agency told me she died within 4 minutes. How do you know she died 4 minutes? How do you know that it was a very swift, violent attack on her? So you are giving me all these kind of information and not answering to my questions, which needs to go out to public. So
Yes, ma'am.
they have a double hypocrisy. They have a double face to the public. Oh, the father said to delete all the messages, right, to to his son, and in the
Yes.
short sheet, oh, he was getting irritated by Gia, so he deleted it. How is it, that at one moment you are giving the right statement and another moment you are saying something else? So are you confusing yourself or people or public or what perception? So what I have discovered, in these 9 years of my journey of great war, I would say that police complicates the case so much. First they will say yes, you know they will go and arrest the accused, and
Yes.
so that, okay, he's an accused now, and he has got to now work to get himself released, whether by influence or power or money or whatever works. And then they complicate it so much that it becomes very uh, tiring task.
Ma'am, I
And
have to break you here. I have to break you here because the reason I was trying to come up with that, because you have a history of following. You went by the books. You first chased the right people. You were, when you realized that they were not giving the right information, you went on your personal, and you went on and asked the Scarmen reports. You went on the other side so that they could get some kind of information from your side. And the fact, what I mean when I say that you worked along, was basically you wanted them, these people, authorities, to come up with the right truth, that who killed your daughter. And that's why you were working, because as a parent, there were a lot of other parents whose children are, no more, but they're not doing anything. But you were active, you were proactive in trying to find and have lawyers and get those reports from Scarmen and do all the talking so that you could find the clue who killed your child. And that is what I meant by along. But I do understand what I mean. But my question to you, ma'am, is that the first question, because I've heard about your stories, the CBI officer who asked you, who has given you, why did he not ask for the evidence from these police people when police people refused to give him? What was his strategy? Why? Because he's going to the court today and asking, why didn't he ask the evidence? Because police didn't give the evidence, what I understand, because they are asking for BlackBerry and dupatta. They don't have the evidence.
yes, see, coming to Scarmens report, which I discussed with you earlier, it's a report on police and CBI's charge sheet, not on what I am saying. They cannot, because it's a report prepared by the 5 independent international advocates, QCs, Queen Councils, who have given their discrepancies and opinions on what police has done and what they should have done, and why CBI has overlooked, and why CBI has not come with a real cause of Jia's death. Why did not they not conclude their charge sheet with a definite charges? So that is Scarmen's report. But coming to that, your question is that why CBI could not collect. Yes, this is also the one of the question I have raised to CBI, that when police in the very beginning was not giving any evidences, because CBI officer who was on investigation did tell me that they are not getting anything, they are not achieving anything. So what needs to be done? Says, you know, well, we have got to find other ways, and we will get there, we will get there. So I said fine, and then they went to JJ hospital where the postmortem was done. They had to take the hard drive, like pull it, completely pull it. They had to literally raid them and take it because nobody was giving them. And that is where they discovered that everything was, destroyed, damaged, and like edited or whatever, in a sense, like, distorted. And then, because CBI was also after certain evidences. Now, the main evidence here, it was not a weapon, but it was a ligature. And they wanted to find out what was this injury marks on Jiya, what caused. The doctors said, the JJ hospital forensic doctors said it could be blunt object, it could be ligature, but the ligature was not even shown to JJ hospital doctors, forensic doctors. So obviously, the report was inconclusive. Now the thing is, CBI was not getting it because of Maharashtra government. As you can see in Sushant's and Disha's case, what has happened, it is known to a public. My thing is, that ever since these things are happening, not that, I like it the way it is going, but at least they are being exposed. They are being exposed that what pressure police goes through, and who are the ministers who are holding responsibility, and why police officers are doing jobs so like carelessly, or maybe they are not even doing it. So this is where my question has come, and I am in a position today that I have enforced CBI and told them that you have to read Scarmens report and find out what where you are missing the the answers, and why these answers have not been given to me as a co-victim. My daughter has been killed, and I said it very clearly to them that give me a plausible explanation how these injuries occurred on her. Don't give me anything. You people are expert. You can see now how police, they wanted to get hold of Kunrad. They did it. They did the job. They wanted Antilia's case, to be exposed within 24 hours. They did it. It's not they are not incompetent. They are very much competent. But the case they want to complicate, they will complicate it in such a manner that it can take years to come to the core. So this is what
Exactly.
is happening.
Ma'am, what do you say about this now? Because as I understand that this Scarman report and the poll and BBC says that it is homicide, and you know,
No, no, no. Let me correct over here. BBC
yeah,
has said it is a homicide. Yes, but BBC has read the experts' opinions and also read the Scarmens report, and they also feel that why the police has not done their job, and why CBI is not even CBI even refused to answer BBC's questions that was raised, and that is why BBC did not show them. Anyway, let's not talk about BBC, but coming to the facts that CBI has not collected these evidences. CBI's job was to go to the court. Now they are going to the court and asking for the evidences from Maharashtra police, who are saying we handed it over to the court. It is the property of the court. So fine, but the hearing has been postponing for every month, and it's been 2 years. So let's see. Let's see what the court order will be on investigation. We are telling CBI that you have got to bring these police officers responsible for their negligence, or deliberate distortions, or deliberate destruction of evidences, or whatsoever. They should stand responsible for that, and to bring the accused or forward to expose him, not half-heartedly like how CBI's psychological report says, oh, he's hiding, he's lying, his eye contact is not there, he's whispering, his body language doesn't speak, and he's not willing to give password, so we cannot get into BlackBerry. I mean, CBI is very competent. CBI can get to the core, but definitely there is a pressure, and that is why they are not doing it. And this is very unfair. very unfair for us, because we have not even given a judgment on what punishment an accused should face. If CBI has signed an impunity, like they know everything and they don't want to punish him, that's their call. But we need answers and we need closures.
Exactly. Ma'am, what about the PGI report?
Now, the PGI, what had happened that CBI had uh, taken the case. Actually, they had not taken the case. I should say that they were forced to take the case, Jia's case. And they did raid Pancholi's house, and that's when all the pressure started, because they understood that definitely CBI is taking, serious matters into hand. And now they are supposed to send all the evidences, what they collect, to the forensic department to have analysis. They did not get any evidence, so they write a page of four, five questions, which was very generic, and asking the doctor, the PGI, that is Chandigarh based, Punjab based forensic laboratory, that tell us if these things can happen. And the doctor said, yes, of course, these things can happen, but his opinion can only be given when once he sees the photographs and the ligature. Now, if you are not showing the photographs and the ligature, then what final report a forensic doctor can give? So he didn't stamp on that. And he said, I will give my final opinion only once I see the evidence. And that is where CBI is supposed to send the evidence. So when I went to the head office, CBI head office, and I discussed the matter with them for 6 hours, I gave them the Scarmens report, and I told them that through Supreme Court, I had to file all the applications in which Gia's pictures were not part of the charge sheet, and call logs were not part of the charge sheets, CCTV was not part of the charge sheets. I said, then what case are you filing? Then what charges are you going to put when the actual evidences are not part of the charge sheet? And that's when CBI said, we are on the same boat. I said, no, 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 sir, please, my apologies. We are not sitting in the same boat unless your officer allows. Otherwise, we are not in the same boat. And let me tell you very frankly, that officer had told me that he is under pressure and he gets phone calls from Bollywood icons and others, that they are launching him, they are putting so much money, so not to interrogate him and not to touch him. So what can we do? And I remember, this is very funny, I had to expedite PGI report because CBI was taking, uh, their glorified time and not giving answers. When I called him up, and he was so rude, the officer was so rude, that he said, oh madam, on my board there are 2,000 cases, yours is not the only case, and please stop calling me. I said, oh my god, I mean, he's not even empathetic. So what kind of case he's going to investigate? Anyway, then when I had to expedite the case, saying that please ask CBI to expedite the forensic report. So the officer calls me up and says, madam, come down. When are you coming down to Bombay? I said, well, you tell me. So he said, come down, we have received the report. I fly down to Bombay and I go to their office, and I'm very anxious to see. He says, the report says that it is suicide. I said, oh, really? Can you please show me? Uh, where is the report? Where is the report? Then he calls the other officers. Where is the report? Oh, we have sent it to Delhi. Oh, we don't have the report to show you, but it says so, like this. And I could understand his body language. He was nervous, and he was definitely evading or hiding or whatever. The answer was not right. So the other officer says, oh, the PGI report is bakwas, is useless. So I said, that's the time I said, can you please uh, allow me to get a forensic analysis from abroad, because I know somebody who's very, very good. Yes, 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 that will be very good if you can get us that report. During that time, when I said that, the officer in charge, he says, madam, it is better that you forget about it. And then telling my advocate, why don't you explain her? Why don't you explain her what? And I'm wondering, what is he talking about? Why don't you explain her? And he was in his language, he was saying कि भैया इनको समझा दो, किनारा कर लें. Yani ke I should drop the case and not even bother about it and just forget about it. Take this grief on my shoulder and put a gravestone on it. So my advocate said, "All right, I have understood, and so now we will fight with you scientifically." And I'm wondering, what is he talking about? What kind of conversation is happening over here? So meanwhile, he goes to the washroom. My advocate goes. The officer says, madam, you're a mother, and I understand very much, and you're 200% correct. Now, what was this kind of conversation? I mean, it alarmed me. We walked away from there, and I walked away with such heaviness in my heart, and I said, "Is this kind of work? Is this kind of investigation?" I think I must say that the police officer, who of course failed to give me justice, he was more compassionate than this officer. He was at least saying, madam, we have got so much pressure, I've been told not to touch this case, and I want to punish the boy, but this is the story that I have created, of the breakup bouquet. And CBI has clarified it in their charge sheet that the breakup bouquet story was concocted by the police. Now
Ma'am,
imagine.
we are talking about CBI here.
Yeah, yeah, I am telling you.
Then what is the breakup bouquet? Can you just explain to the viewers?
Breakup bouquet was, the police had to come up with a story that what happened to Jiya. So they had to come up with a suicide story because suicide was endorsed by those eyewitnesses like Anju Mahindru, Mohin Beg, Aditya Pancholi, and all who were there on the scene. So it was actually announced by them, and police took it as prima facie because she was found hanging. So obviously, without any investigation or anything, instead of saying we will investigate into it. Now, police had to come up with a story, and they needed Bollywood's help because there was a lot of pressure, whether it was underworld pressure, whether it was political pressure, or that time there was a commissioner of police who was putting pressure on them. So somehow this officer had a pressure, and he had to come up with a story. So he said that the best is, because they saw through CCTV that there was a bouquet that had come to Jiya. So they took from there, and Jiya had gone down and threw the bouquet, telling the watchman, "Is book dustbin kidhar hai? Throw this bouquet into the dustbin." Now, that police officer concocted a story that because Suraj Pancholi, uh, you know, uh, um, broke the relationship, and Jiya was so much in love with him that she went and committed suicide. And she wrote this 6-page note. I mean, imagine, look at the timing. Look at the foolishness also. 6-page letter. They say she was drunk. Then she writes 6-page letter. Then her tracksuit is missing. Then she changes her clothes from tracksuit into her nightie. And then she looks for the dupatta, and then she goes, how much time is there? And how you are construing this story, you people are so remorseless and heartless that you don't even know that there is a life of a child over there.
Yeah.
I mean, instead of coming and saying that yes, this has been done, and we will find out who has done it, that would have been a different story. But putting an allegation and blaming the dead because the dead will not speak, so they think that they will get away with murder. You tell me. Do you think
No, ma'am.
is this the story that you're coming up? And does this story make sense to the family? And does it make sense to the viewers and public? I mean, for that time, everybody was so shocked that people were numb and quiet. But slowly, and I wasn't, the day, that very moment when I told Anju Mahindru, who killed my child, she said, "Stop it, Rapia, this is suicide." How did she endorse? Was she some expert in finding the cause of death? And I said, no. I told her not to be with him. So she said, "Oh, don't. They are very dangerous people. They will harm you, and they will kill you, and God knows they can electrocute you." Whatever she was talking, and I told the police officers also that, my daughter has been killed. I want to know, how did these injuries come? Till today, no plausible answers have been given to me, neither by the police nor by CBI. And I want the answer. But the forensic experts who have looked into the case, they have come up and they have said that she was strangulated to death. All the injuries were antemortem, and her death was a staged homicide.
Right. And this was outside. There's a company, forensic company in abroad.
Yeah, this is a forensic expert, criminal forensic expert abroad. But nevertheless, I went to the local forensic experts also, like Dr. Krishnamurthy, who raised questions that, if you read her report, it clearly says that even if you look at the psychology of Jiya Khan, she was in a very happy mood, and that is confirmed by CBI. So what I'm saying, CBI has written that Jiya was in a state of happy mood, and she had signed three films, and she was about to go to London following Thursday, and then not concluding the cause of death. So, do you understand me? Why? So it is very evident that CBI is under pressure, or CBI is not willing to do it, or is CBI officers complicit? That's my question to them. That why? Why? Because my daughter is not nobody special to you, and the accused is very special to you. That you have assigned an impunity, and you're not even punishing him. And whenever he wants, he goes to the court, and he takes a stamp of traveling, and he travels. He's leading our life. I am the one who has been running from pillar to post, from high court to trial court and to Supreme Court. And he has the audacity to say that I don't come, I don't go to the court. He's the one who is absent. And
Ma'am, tell us the story.
I
Tell
am
us the story.
look, if I am a complainant, but the complaint is against Maharashtra state versus Suraj Pancholi. Right? Maharashtra state versus Suraj Pancholi. It is the Maharashtra state who is going to decide what they want to do with Suraj Pancholi. So that is exactly what is happening. It is their decision of impunity. So how am I responsible? If the court will call me, I will go. My lawyers are there, and victims, the prosecutor, it is CBI's prosecutor. It is the prosecutor's job to collect evidences and take it to the court for the prosecution to carry on, right? When the prosecutor is not willing to take my application to be submitted, I had to go to Supreme Court. And in Supreme Court order, through Supreme Court's order, I had to submit it. This is the runaround they make the victims do, and they look at the victims like criminals.
I mean, the CBI prosecutor refused to take.
Yes.
I mean, this is crazy.
Until today. Till today, he's opposing, because we are saying, look, bring those authorities also to take the responsibility of their actions, and the investigation should be done fully. No. We just give us two evidence and we'll be fine with it. Give us the BlackBerry and give us the ligature, and that's it. How? Tomorrow, some pressure or something, you can turn around and say there was nothing. But I gave them the digital forensic report saying that nothing is deleted. And today you see, now public is getting aware how at the Antilia case, all the digitals, which were buried in the river, they brought it out, they cracked it, and they got the data out. Right? Look at what is happening in Kundra's case. All the data are out. So when it suits them, when they suits, and so many ministers and everyone saying, oh, we trust police. Now the accused is saying, CBI has done investigation, police has done investigation. You can see, if they had done the investigation, then he would have been released, right? Right? He would have been released. But CBI has not done their investigation. It has not. There are certain things that they have investigated, but they have not gone deep. Like, if he's not giving a password, do you think CBI has to wait for him to give password?
Exactly.
Do you think Vaze gave password, that they cracked all the hardwares and the phones? Do you think that Kundra gave password?
Exactly.
you know, I mean, don't we are educated people as well. Yes, we are not investigators, we are not working with any investigating agencies, we are not in the police firm, and police firm, and we did respect. I remember police officers saying, tell media that you trust us, tell media that we are doing our job. In the beginning, I did say that because I did not know. But then I said, wait a minute, what is happening? They are not
Mhm.
doing anything. They are
Mhm.
turning around. They are turning everything around. And they
Mhm.
worked so hard wherever there was light. Whatever they investigated where the truth was, they would put the lid. In
Exactly.
fact, to the extent that the IO, who was writing everybody's statement, except, of course, she couldn't write mine, when I
Mm.
told her that Jia's stylist was telling us that he used to beat her, he forced abortion, he did this, she was grilled for 8 hours and she was threatened. And then afterwards, she was given a job. She was, appraised. And she was told, do not get in touch with Rabia. Do not
Mm.
get in touch with the family.
Mm.
And
Mm.
obviously, I completely understand if somebody, this is how they threaten the witnesses. And
Right.
then witnesses don't come. They drag the case so that witnesses will die. Somebody will die, like
Mm.
in even hit and run case that the witness died, and the death, he died till the last minute. He said that it was he knew who was driving the car.
Yeah,
This
I
is the
understand.
state. This is what happens. Now they will complicate the case so much that unwinding the case, it takes years and years.
Exactly.
It
Ma'am,
takes
what about that thing? You were talking about this, you had this, you didn't even have the prosecutor when the judge just took a decision, you know?
yeah, I yeah, that was very funny.
Yeah.
And usually every time whenever there was a hearing, a lawyer would say, madam, come down and all like that, there is a hearing and there is this, and we would fly down. Sometime it used to be that we have just returned from Bombay and we have heard a phone call that day after tomorrow there is a hearing. We would take a U-turn and go back. And there were many times like we reached there and the judge has not showed up, so obviously the hearing has not been there. Now what happens, the key day where the orders need to be given, right? Our lawyers don't call us.
Hmm.
And then we hear from someone else that today, you know, they were in the court and the judge was passing the order. I said, what are you saying? And then I write a message to my advocate asking him. He said, yes, ma'am. I said, but you never told us.
Hmm.
So he said, we also did not know. How you did not know? And then I
Hmm.
read, you see, there is a thing called Roznama. You read Roznama and you come to know who was attending, who was not attending, and everything what was happening in the court
Hmm.
for that particular hearing. You get to know, which
Yeah.
I must tell the accused that he should read the Roznama and find out how many are my attendants. Then coming to this giving passing the order, the judge shifted the giving order from morning session into afternoon session.
Hmm.
Everybody knew about it, and then there was some kind of, you know some stress or something was happening, that they said, okay, uh, uh, wait a minute, in 15 minutes we will give. So in that 15 minutes, you know they were the because the prosecutor is not there, so she moved it till the afternoon. Maybe then after that, prosecutor will come. She passes the order when everybody's standing out, only the accuser's lawyer and her. And after the order has been passed, then the prosecutor appears.
Hmm.
And mind you, what the order was given on. The charge sheet was filed by the police. I have given all the applications of evidences that should be the part of the charge sheet, right? Nothing of that has been read, not even CBI's, but passed on the breakup bouquet. Now you tell me, how can you pass the order on a breakup bouquet when CBI's own charge sheet says that it was concocted by the police?
Yeah.
So this is the kind of justice system you're talking about.
Exactly.
So I was very hurt, and after that, you know, we prepared a Scarmens report and we went and gave it to the court. Now
Hmm.
let's see what happens, because the court has got everything documented that we have submitted through Supreme Court.
Ma'am, can you please elaborate Scarmens report? What has Scarmens report to say?
Uh, Look, Scarmens have, there are, main thing is, in any case, there are two things which are very important. One is the golden hour, the time that police has come and the crime scene is being explored. So what observations they had, what they collected, and that is called the Panchnama. And then it is the FIR, and you know then the forensic experts, uh, not forensic but pathology, the doctors, post-mortem doctors, the doctors in the hospital, what report they give, the post-mortem reports. So these are the two three things which are very important, which goes long way. Now what police does, any case that they want to distort, these are the things they distort first. Like
Exactly.
my bedroom, my apartment is two-bedroom apartment with very low windows, it's a first floor, it had a biometric lock. Nothing of that sort is mentioned, and the measurements are distorted. Do you understand me? Now you tell me, if Gia is standing on the bed when you want to hang, and the ceiling is of certain height, and she can probably touch the fan, then why there is no fingerprints of hers?
Exactly.
So that should have alarmed police, no? How is it
Mm,
possible? So that means
mm,
who must have done that?
mm,
Or who must have hanged her? And then
mm,
the photographs of the crime scene. So
mm,
photographs of the crime scene were not even the part of the charge sheet. So if these evidences do not go to the court in front of the judge, then what are you doing? You're taking a trial of a judge that she will use her intellect. What kind of intellect she will use when she
mm,
does not even have any evidence?
mm.
So lack of evidence, that means, she'll say, how can I punish this accused? Or on what
Exactly.
charges? Because there is no evidence against him.
Exactly.
And then he
Exactly.
will go scot-free. And that is what they had been planning, and they are planning. That is exactly what they are planning.
That's what it is. Police has made sure that they do their job by eradicating all the evidences.
And that is,
Because
CBI is also, stranded, is because CBI has not received anything. Similarly, in SSR case, CBI has not received.
exactly,
The
exactly,
Maharashtra government have instructed not to give anything, and perhaps those evidences must have been destroyed also. Now, something that
exactly.
destroyed does not mean that the truth cannot be surfaced, because destruction of evidence is a truth.
Mm.
Why did you destroy it?
Exactly,
Huh?
exactly,
On what basis, on under whose permission you destroyed it?
mm. Exactly. Absolutely.
So in that sense, the accused cannot go scot free, because the evidences have been destroyed by those who want to protect him.
Absolutely. Ma'am, can I just ask you if you have any clue on the pathological report of Jiya? Because the golden hour, have they made it a completely a mess? But the pathological reports.
Or the pathology report actually says ecphasia. Now, ecphasia is due to constraint on the neck. It can happen. Ecphasia means there is a disconnection of oxygen going into your brain. Now,
Exactly.
that can happen by somebody strangulating you, or self
Exactly.
hang, or drowning, or somebody putting pillow on your face. Now, the pathology report, if you will see, the postmortem report, if you see that the postmortem doctor's observation has been on the circular mark, right? And other also, the parallel running ligature marks, and they've written every diameter and measurements of that how it is running and what. But the main thing is that, did police or CBI reconstruct it and find
Exactly.
out whether these things can happen with the
Exactly.
muslin dupatta? Why did police not give ligature to the to the postmortem doctors to bring some final cause of death? So, so Scarmens report says that CBI or police has not established the real cause of death of Gia.
Exactly. Exactly. That is the thing. That is
Yeah.
the bottom line.
Yes.
And ma'am, one more thing, because I remember we've taken up how CBI has handled this case, we've taken up how police has handled this case, and we've also taken up how the judiciary, the lady judge who just puts an order, on the police, charge sheet,
Yeah. Yeah.
and this again makes it nullified. This whole order has no meaning because she's not going to the real cause of death, and so that's why it is still inconclusive. Now my question to you is how the lawyers have handled this case,
See,
because one of
Sanya, you have got to understand the judicial, what I have understood in 9 years about the judicial. It is what you bring in front of the judge. When my advocates are not there, CBI prosecutor is not there, no one is there, and and the accused lawyer takes the advantage and produces police's charge sheet.
Hmm,
And all the time, the rest of the hearing time, there have been times when prosecutor is not there, so the hearing is adjourned.
exactly.
Right, when my advocate is not there, or accuses advocate is not there, hearing is adjourned. So, but why not on that day? Under what pressure was the judge? So it was a trial of a judge.
Exactly.
You understand me? It is not the trial of an accused.
No, no.
So it is not even, because police and CBI both know the truth. I know
Exactly.
the truth, and I have given my truth to them. And the accuser's lawyer says Rabia is not bringing evidences to the court. Is Rabia investigating officer?
Exactly.
Is it my job? Give me the power and I will do it. No? So
Ma'am, you also, I mean, I'm
what,
totally with you here.
what is such a favoritism? Why such favoritism?
Hmm,
Why such favoritism? Are they proposing their daughters to him
hmm, hmm.
in marriage, or what? What is such
Exactly.
favoritism? This is very unfair. And then you call that it has to be fair? Yes, of course it has to be fair. He's an accused and he has got to be questioned. And he refused polygraphy. CBI report says he refused. Police says, when I told police that this is murder,
Hmm,
they wrote down, okay, what evidence you have? I said, do I have to give you evidence? I, as a mother, am telling you that Jiya has been murdered because I have found blood on a bed. I have found blood on the floor. I have seen the hook of the drawer, broken. I have seen, the accused had the biometric access to to the apartment. He was in a live-in relationship. There was no lock.
hmm,
So, I mean, oh no, give me something talk evidence. What talk evidence do I give you? You have got all the forensic reports. You have got the pictures. You have got everything. At that time, I did not even have. I said I saw injuries on Jiya. I saw the injury marks, and then her stylist saying this. He takes out the stylist statement. Says in her statement she's not saying anything. I said I'm sorry. She was grilled for 8 hours by your police officer, and she was told not to meet us.
exactly.
So
Ma'am, how does, the injuries that Gia had, it's so apparent at the back of the ear. How can, when a person who's doing a suicide go, those injuries back of the ear? It doesn't make sense.
CBI officer, CBI new team, when new team came and a new prosecutor came. So the new prosecutor, I called him up and I said, sir, I would like to meet you. I'm here from London. Oh, yes, 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 for sure. Now, this is the first time the prosecutor is willing to meet me. The earlier prosecutor did not even want to know my name and never even said hi. I'm very sorry what happened to your daughter. No empathy, nothing. He was like, I can't even describe him. And I wrote several letters to the CBI head office, complaining about the prosecutor. This is not the way prosecutors need to behave, because then what prosecution is he going to carry on when he's not taking evidences from me, and he's not even willing to know me or say hi to me? Otherwise, he's very friendly and smiling and laughing with the accuser's advocate in the courtroom. I mean, I took this complaint over there. So when the new prosecutor came and his team came to the crime scene, one of the CBI officer, looked into the pictures and said that whosoever has killed her is definitely is a martial art expert. I said, how did you say that? He said, madam, have you noticed something? Then he showed me the picture and he said, behind the ear,
Yeah.
Now, this I'm talking about. The knot was on the right ear, and
Mm.
this the injuries of bruises were behind the left ear, and
Mm.
over there was a circular injury also.
Yes. Yes.
Right? Now, Munnu, that Aditya Pancholi's best friend who brought Aditya Pancholi to our house and who was actually their confidant, he is telling police that there were multiple knots. Now, what did he mean? Did he mean multiple knots on the fan or multiple knots, probably behind the right ear? But no, he's saying there was a knot here, not here, not here. If somebody is who is trying to commit suicide, how many knots are they going to tie? And how are they going to tie? Do the reconstruction on Munnu and show me if it is possible. So what happened? That CBI officer showed me the picture, the pictures that I had acquired from the police in writing. On those pictures, he said, I have not seen these pictures, but this picture shows that she has been knocked out, and her
Mm.
death happened probably in the time frame of 3 to 4 minutes.
Wow. Mm.
Yes, so then if 3 4 minutes this happened, and then why? Then cleaning up, because I came if the death happened somewhere 10 to 11, for example, because you can see Jiya going through CCTV back to her house at 10:48. So obviously around that very time, because he was following her,
Mm.
which CBI also stopped the investigation over there and did not follow up. But there are so many, CCTVs from his house to our house. At least 14 CCTV on the street, which could have trapped him or anybody
Exactly.
who was walking in.
Exactly.
So, this particular gentleman told me that within 4 minutes, then you can imagine I entered the house around 11:15, so it took almost 20 minutes, 25 minutes to clean up and
Exactly.
anger and show as if to say Jia committed suicide,
Mm.
right? Jia went
Exactly.
and did. Yeah, I'm telling you, no one on this planet is born to tell Jia what to do.
Mm.
And even if somebody, if they think that they could, she would have
Mm.
never done. She would
Mm.
never even listen. I know how
Mm.
many films, how she wanted to walk away from the house full. And I said, now that you have signed and you have already, don't, kya farak padta, no, no, mommy, but he's sleazy. I said, you don't have to fall for Sajid Khan's sleazy harassment or all like that. Go and complain to Akshay or others, other seniors who are there.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
And he writes, Sajid Khan tells Jia to, in the contract, make sure your mother is not on the set. Why? Because he had the intention, or they are going for a shoot to Italy, and she will be the prey that he can work on.
Mm.
Sleazy.
Mm. Mm. Terrible. Ma'am, the one more thing, there was one, I believe it was a lawyer or a police officer who said that, oh, you're a lady and it's going to be having a tough time. Please leave the case.
My advocate actually has seen me suffering, and the way they make me wait for hours outside, and the way I'm going from pillar to post, and how things are. He must be knowing more inside because he's insider, right? So I remember listening to him in one of his interview about how the system works and how women are looked up. He in a BBC documentary, he mentioned, that I can completely empathize and see how the mother is fighting, but the system is such, that when a woman who is alone fighting, this is a world of men, and they don't look up to. They don't. I can completely understand how she's suffering and why she's suffering. And this is the justice system you talk about, that there is fairness. What kind of fairness you're talking about?
Mm.
I as a mother, I'm asking questions, and then now, like there's, oh, Rabia is talking. Of course, I will not talk. Then who will talk? Are you people talking? Are you
Yeah.
people bringing the truth out?
Mm. Mm.
When there is a big stake, like even in Kundra's case and all like that, I'm not saying that he has done the right thing, but because there are, like probably uh, 400 500 million worth of a case, So
Mm.
it makes sense to them. And
Exactly.
sooner or later, everybody will be paid. You're making so much money and you're not giving to the system. It's not fair.
Mm.
In my
Mm.
case, it's a loss,
Mm.
right?
Yes, this is because you've been told by people that this is not a priority case.
Yeah. Every time, this is not a priority because of COVID. Only priority cases are taken. Now, a death of a person is not a priority.
Mm.
It's not, and for 2 years, my case is going, date is going on and on and on and on.
Mm. Mm.
And how am I looked at? I mean, CBI come with hypothesis. You're coming up with hypothesis, but even your hypothesis has no evidence.
Mm.
You've got to bring some truth out, right? What
Mm.
truth is there? Jia loved Suraj, and what about him?
Mm.
He says that she was depressed. He says that it is a suicide. Then okay, he's saying she was depressed, and he's saying it is a suicide. What are you saying, CBI?
Mm.
Right? Then you tell us what you are saying.
Exactly.
And if he is saying that it is suicide, was he there?
Mm.
Who told him?
And that's a good question. That's the question.
Yeah.
I hope he says that I was there.
Anju Mendru said it is a suicide. Was she there? Did Jia
Mm.
tell her that she's going and committing suicide?
Mm. Mm.
Right? The father and the family says, oh, especially I heard mother saying in one of her interview, कोई अपने आप को hang करता है तो इधर उधर चोट आई जाती है. Is she a forensic expert?
Mm.
When
Mm.
did she become a forensic expert?
Exactly.
Huh? Yeah, and so they are saying, oh, the police, we trust the Mumbai police. Yeah, you're very confident to trust Mumbai police because Mumbai police went along with your story. That is why
Mm.
you trust them.
Mm.
It's
Exactly.
not that they are not going with my story, so I don't trust them. I am saying bring the truth out. I
Exactly.
stand. If you are saying that Jia has committed, taken her own life, show me the evidence. How?
Exactly.
Because she's
Mm.
standing on a bed, her height is, she's standing. Even if she tied, for example, reached there and tied it, then she's not kicking the bed, right? She's standing on the bed. How can
Mm.
you commit suicide standing on the bed?
Exactly.
Do you understand my point? So, CBI officer came in the very beginning when they got the case. Did you see her fist very tight? Did you observe, any saliva on her clothes? How is it possible? Did you notice the accused wearing a watch or a belt? All these kind of, they were investigating.
Mm.
Then who put the pressure not to go further
Mm.
and stop the case there? Regarding BlackBerry, we took CBI to court, right? They said
Mm.
they have already done every investigation. So the judge said, give the BlackBerry back to Miss Khan, to the mother. So I said, yes, I would like to have it. They opposed and they said, no, 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 she will tamper. Are Baba, you couldn't tamper it. How will I tamper it?
Mm. Exactly.
Right? How will I do it? There is so much more to say, to
Mm.
tell you.
Mm.
I just do not understand what to explain to people, that
Mm.
where do we get when such incident take place with our children who are foreigners.
Exactly.
Come with that
Ma'am,
what?
ma'am, the system, what it has done to your case, if we particularly, I mean, from everybody's hands, this, for example, the lawyers, every time you have a summon, every time you have to go, you have to pay them. And so it's been 9 years. It's been 9 years. So this is a fantastic money making factory for these guys. And the more they extend, the more they earn.
Darling, let me tell you, Sanya, this is the question. Good you raise this question, because this is so hilarious. There is no guarantee that even if I have paid the counselor who represents me, that he will speak in court. There is no guarantee. It is, like couple of times I said, oh my God, today this advocate that I was listening, who was explaining the case to the court, he was so good. His oration was very good and all like that. Oh, you're talking about this guy? Oh my God, madam, you have no idea. He will charge his fees enormous. And then the advocates, they start giving you complete biographies of the judges. that this judge will read your content, that judge will not read, this judge is pro women, that judge is oh, that judge is very uh, you know like he he is absolutely he only goes by his own opinion, whatever. I mean, this is the kind of fear it is created uh, in your mind, that when you're going in front in the court, you are actually trembling and not knowing what you're going to get, whether you're going to be treated fairly or not,
Mm.
and whether the money that you have paid is worth it or not. You understand me? So if I hire that particular lawyer, or that particular advocate, then probably, and give him his fees, will he speak? I did that. And I,
Mm.
I paid enormous amount of fees, and the advocate did not speak, did not
Yeah.
bring out the key factors. And I just did not know. In my mind, I was thinking, is he complicit with CBI or with the accused? Because my doubts started to rise.
Mm. So it's
So
not
this,
necessary if you pay the fees, they will be speaking for you if they
yeah,
haven't behind
there
the boats.
guarantee that he will speak up. So then you start getting, uh, uh, you start judging, you start thinking, wait a minute, what is so this way it goes on and on and on. Imagine, for 8 years, I had been going every month, sometime once, sometime twice. Now you can calculate, it's not that I'm coming from Pune, Delhi. I'm coming from London,
Mm.
and
Mm.
I am going to be there. I will be
Mm.
staying there. I don't know. There are many times that the hearing has been cancelled, and it has been maybe after 3 days, maybe a following week, or sometimes no, completely cancelled, and it will be following month. And I've got two children. They were very very little. They were in colleges, in their teens. I had to go
Mm.
back. I had to
Mm.
look after my children,
Exactly. I
and
can't believe it. It's 9 years. It's
yeah,
almost a decade for you. It's
yes,
crazy.
yes, and now they are waiting probably. अरे अभी इसकी उम्र इतनी हो गई होगी, ये मर जाएगी, या कोई ना कोई आई विटनेस मर जाएगा, या कोई ना कोई तो केस को बंद कर दे. Their whole idea is to put it on a cold shelf and to just stop. I mean, close the case. In fact, CBI officer told me that one of the IO officer that I was praising, who told me that when he was going towards homicide, right, following Dr. R.K. Sharma's report, that is, I'm saying that there is not one report from the foreign forensic expert. There are three reports from the local forensic experts, means
Mm.
Indian forensic expert. And Dr. Sharma from AIMS is a well-known forensic expert. He's a pathology expert, actually. So uh, uh, when that officer was going along with his report, what he said, that what police has done to Jia's postmortem videography, that officer was actually scolded and had a conflict with the senior officer.
Mm.
Imagine. And he was forced to go to do what he's been told to, not what he's looking at.
Mm.
So now what result am I? Who is Rabia? She's an orphan. She's alone. She has a German husband. She's got two little daughters. And, she's no one. She doesn't have that kind of money, what the accusers have got. She doesn't have that kind of backing, what accusers got. Accused has a mentor. Accused have got the entire film industry. Accused has got the entire Bollywood standing by him. Accused has got, desperate actresses rubbing shoulders with him. Accused has got the entire police force and CBI force. Who is there with me? She has nobody. So, this senior officer is telling me in the CBI headquarters that officer you're praising actually wanted to shut the case. It is me who kept this case alive. So
Mm.
I said, among you people in our conflict, please decide. You want to
Mm.
shut the case, or you want to give me a closure?
Mm. God,
So
this
it
is.
is all cherry picking and their choices. It is not a duty. They take so much, pride to be in CBI. They take so much pride to wear that uniform. They take so much pride in swearing that they will protect the citizens. Do they do the job?
Exactly. Ma'am, the police is handshaking with criminals to get that extra money, and the judiciary, the lawyers is scrutinizing the victims to get more money with delaying the case, and
Advocates create the fear of the judiciary, right? If they have decided not to give me justice, say it openly. No, we won't give you. Go, what you want to do, we won't give you. Like that CBI officer was telling my advocate, इसको समझा दो, कुछ नहीं होने वाला, किनारा कर ले. अब आप बताइए, मैं कैसे किनारा कर लूं? मेरा दिल का टुकड़ा, मेरी औलाद, मेरी बच्ची, जिसको इतनी मेहनत से पाल के बड़ा किया सिंगल हैंडेडली, उसको मैं उसकी मोहब्बत क्या मेरे दिल में सिर्फ इस दुनिया के लिए थी? Was it only up to this lifetime?
Totally understand.
Huh? I mean, this is the way they treat. They don't even fear God. They think that they are invincible. ये लोग कभी मरेंगे नहीं, immortal souls घूम रहे हैं.
बिल्कुल. This is a fall of our judiciary. This is a fall of our police system, and this is
yes. They don't understand that this bad karma that they are collecting will go into to their children also, for generations and generations. Look at what happened in Kundra's case. अपने बेचारे बच्चे अभी बड़ा भी नहीं हुआ, उसके नाम पर कैसी क्या वो खोल दी कंपनी without even putting any thought.
Absolutely, karma hits back, and this is so true. Rabia ji's, I think, yeah, I'm totally with you, Rabia ji, and I think I'm so grateful that you shared this kind of a journey that you've had. It's a very, very long, tormented journey that you're bearing, and I'm really screaming loudly that these other agencies, authorities, as you said rightly, that we are not looking for any specific result. We're looking for truth to come out.
Yes.
If it is so that according to them, that Jiya has done a suicide, if according to them, then just give us the evidence and tell us.
Rule out beyond reasonable doubt. Rule out whether it is suicide or whether it is suicide. High Court had given them the order to CBI. I am telling you, Sanya, it looks they don't even honor the High Court orders. They only honor the Supreme Court orders. So I'm waiting for what order I get, that if I have to go to High Court, I'll go. If I have to go to Supreme Court, I will go. I've gone before, I will go now also.
Exactly.
And now remorselessly, the mother of the accused is saying, "Arey, suicide kar liya, idhar udhar chota aa gayi to kya ho?" I mean, give me a break. और वो माँ ने तो पैसे के लिए किया होगा. भाई पैसे की सोच तो इन्हीं को ही होती है. हम तो पैसे का सोचते भी नहीं है.
और वो कह रही हैं फेमस बनने के लिए. Ma'am, you have, this is a joke. It's a joke.
It is. I mean, इनकी पैसे की सोच तो इनको होती है ना, कि पैसे से you will get away with murder, पैसे से you will get away with any fault, पैसे से you will get away with any crime, पैसे से you will get away, jail period will be less. तो सबकी फीस है, तो फिर लिख दो, अगर मर्डर किया तो इतनी फीस दे दो, ना तो जेल खाओ. लिख दो ना, then we won't do anything.
Exactly.
And
I don't understand.
The officer was saying, अरे लॉयर रखने की क्या जरूरत थी आपको? मैंने कहा आप अपना काम करते तो मुझे जरूरत नहीं थी. अगर आप अपना काम करते तो मुझे क्या जरूरत है लॉयर रखने की? आपने तो हम पर निगरानी रखने के लिए लॉयर रखा है. मैंने कहा
and so this is Rabia ji who is here, and I'm so I feel I have no words basically to see how one lady who is struggling all around from last 9 years, and yes ma'am.
so I said हमने आपके ऊपर निगरानी रखने के लिए लॉयर नहीं रखा है. हमने इसलिए रखा है कि अगर हमारी कुछ एविडेंसेस हैं जो आपने उठाए नहीं है, अपनी चार्जशीट में डाले नहीं है, उसको सबमिट करने के लिए लॉयर रखा है.
Exactly.
Somebody to represent, because I as a victim's family, I cannot be in the court. I need when the court will call me, summon me, then I am going to be there. But somebody has to represent me, no?
Exactly. Exactly. And मैम
So,
सीबीआई ऑफिसर वाज नॉट इवन एक्सेप्टिंग. फिर
yes,
आपने तो जब वो कर ही नहीं रहे हैं तो आप तो फिर करोगे ही ना.
that is exactly what I said, that you're not accepting it and did not make a part of your charge sheet. So I have to do. Your charge sheet, by the way, is a cut and paste of the police's charge sheet.
Exactly.
Even the commas and the full stops are. So what investigation have you done? And now by the time probably if CBI gets the order to reinvestigate and investigate it properly, how many years more they will take?
Exactly. Exactly.
How many more years you will take? 9 years you have not done anything. In 9 years you didn't collect any evidence. So Maharashtra government and everybody has decided that Rabia Khan ko to justice dena hi nahi hai. Jiya Khan ko justice dena hi nahi hai. They have already decided.
That's true.
So now why drag? अगर नहीं देना तो ठीक है, छुट्टी करो सबकी.
मैम इन लोगों को आदत हो गई है. अगर आप पुराने केसेस देखें जो दिव्या भारती से शुरू हुई थी बात, पहले तो लोग इतना उठते नहीं थे ना. अब दे आर रियली दे हैव, इट्स लाइक दे टेकिंग एन ऑफेंस कि भाई व्हाई आर यू फाइटिंग सो मच फॉर द ट्रूथ, कांट यू जस्ट कीप क्वाइट एंड सिट असाइड. ये हो गया, इनको बुरी आदत लग गई है मैम. ये लोग कर 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 मर्डर्स किलिंग होते हैं, उसको सुसाइड का नाम देकर एंड बस साइड में कर देते हैं.
I have no idea why they are doing this. They are probably don't want to, because I think is also in murder cases, either it is life imprisonment or it is death sentence. Now in India, in UK, there is no death sentence on such heinous crimes and all like that. Yes, life imprisonment is there. So probably that must be one reason that I was thinking. But you have not even given a chance to the victim's family whether they want to forgive or they don't want to forgive.
Exactly.
You can only forgive somebody who will seek forgiveness, right?
Right.
But here the police has already decided that they want to, this is what is called impunity, that they don't want to punish the accused. हाँ उसने कर दिया है, मार दिया है, and now it is irreversible, बेटी आएगी नहीं, and now we won't do anything. You have decided already. Excuse me, is Jiya Khan not relevant to you? And only the icons are relevant to you?
Ma'am, it's apparent they're shaking hands with criminals, because if they cannot put the truth on the front, then they are hiding something. And what can they hide?
दुनिया में कोई ऐसा शय पैदा नहीं हुआ जो जिया को कहता कि जाओ अपने आप को मार डालो. और कोई ऐसा शय पैदा नहीं हुआ जिसको उसने अगर वो प्यार करती थी और प्यार किया तो उसके लिए वो जान दे देगी. Do you understand? Okay. So, I mean, I hope that I was able to answer your questions and
Absolutely.
Cleared some of the doubts that was coming up in your mind about the system and about what happens. This is such a web. एक दफा उलझा देते हैं ना, तो वो गांठ ऐसी होती है कि उसको खोलते रहो. It's like onion.
Exactly. और यही कर रहे हैं मैम, यही तो कर रहे हैं. वहां से एविडेंसेस को हटा दिया. सीबीआई आपसे मांग रही है कि भाई आप थोड़ा आप दे दो एविडेंस, एंड जज किसी आपके प्रोसिक्यूटर होते नहीं है, वो बेसिस ऑफ सम ओल्ड चार्जशीट उस पे ऑर्डर दे देते हैं. सो ये क्या सिस्टम है? और जो लॉयर्स और वो सब बोलते हैं मैडम आप क्या कर रहे हैं, अपना टाइम वेस्ट क्यों कर रहे हैं, आप प्लीज हट जाओ. सीबीआई ऑफिसर आपको आपकी एक्सेप्ट ही नहीं कर रहा, फिर आपको डायरेक्ट कोर्ट को अपील करना. ये सब क्या है मैम? दिस इज अ अनियन मेकिंग फैक्ट्री. They want to have that. They want to make it so complicated कि बंदा थक जाए. और दूसरा जो सुन रहा है वो भी बोले क्या हो रहा है, हमें तो समझ ही नहीं आ रही. Nobody will understand anything. So people will.
And the accused family saying जो राबिया बोल रही, अगर मैं झूठ बोल रही हूँ तो तुम यहाँ आके सच बोल दो ना. पुलिस तो कुछ कह नहीं रही, सीबीआई कुछ बोल नहीं रही है, अक्यूज बोल रहे हैं. अगर आपको इतना बोलना तो जाओ कोर्ट में जाके बोलो ना, कोर्ट में जाके सफाई दे दो ना. और अगर ये जो कह रहे हैं कि अरे एक दिन आई वाज लिसनिंग टू जरीना वहाब्स इंटरव्यू, शी सेइंग राबिया खान ने तो मारा था जिया को, वो भागी भागी। अब या तो वो हेलुसिनेट कर रही है, वैसे भी it is very famous how even in Kamla's interview that he was given hallucinogens where she was
Exactly.
told the black cat in the dark room. तो
She was being drugged. She was being drugged.
हाँ, या तो वो हेलुसिनेट कर रही होगी या अपनी आप बीती बता रही होगी।
Oh, ma'am, one more thing in that जो वो कह रही थी, I have to actually take this forward to people कि वो बोल रही थी कि हम मैं मिलकर आई हूँ जब ये हुआ, and she wanted to pay condolences and she didn't even meet, but to the press she's saying something else.
देखिए उस दिन उसने पूरा स्टेज किया हुआ था और क्राइम सीन को मैनेज करने के लिए उसके पास एक अंजू महेंद्रू और मुन्नू काफी थे जो क्राइम सीन को मैनेज कर रहे थे। जैसे अंजू बार बार कह रही है चुप हो जा, हाय तेरी बेटी ने तो तेरा सोचा ही नहीं, अब वो आने वाली नहीं है और तू उस लड़के का नाम मत ले, ये लोग तेरे को धर देंगे, राइट। ये बोलती रही। अब कौन, एक माँ चुप हो सकती है, एक माँ अपने आंसू रोक सकती है? इतनी बेवकूफ है वो। सेकेंडली ये जो ज़रीना वहाब का ये जो था आप जो मेंशन कर रहे हैं, ये एक स्टेज परफॉर्मेंस थी, स्टेज परफॉर्मेंस थी। उस रात को जिस दिन इंसिडेंट हुआ है, मैडम तो आई नहीं थी में, उसका मियाँ आया था जिसको अंजू महेंद्रू कहती है, मैं बरसों से जानती हूँ, उसका नाम निर्मल है, राइट। वो उसका दूसरा नाम आदित्य पंचोली है। तो वो आया था, मुन्नू लेकर आया था उसको। ना तो सूरज आया, ना उसकी माँ आई, ना उसकी बहन आई, कोई भी नहीं आया। 5-6 दिन के बाद में एक अंजू महेंद्रू की दोस्त है पम्मी करके, वो लेकर आई, दरवाजा खोला और कहती है कि राबिया जरीना मिलना चाहती। मैंने कहा हरगिज नहीं, और वो वहां पीछे खड़ी हुई थी। मैंने फिर देखा ये लोगों ने क्या स्टेज बनाया था। जी टीवी को पहले भेज दिया, अब इनकी तो सब मिली भगत है ये सारे टीवी वालों के साथ में। जी टीवी को भेज दिया, जी टीवी ने पूरा स्टेज अपना कैमरा वगैरह कर दिया मेरे घर के अंदर मेरा इंटरव्यू लेने के लिए, और बाहर हुजूम था मीडिया का इन द कंपाउंड, राइट। जरीना वहाब दरवाजे पर आती है। मैंने कहा आपके लड़के ने मेरे बच्ची को मार दिया है, आप निकल जाइए यहाँ से, आई डोंट वांट टू सी द फेस। और मैंने करके दरवाजा बंद कर दिया। मैं समझ गई, मैंने फौरन जी टीवी को भी वहां से निकाल दिया। मैंने कहा आई एम सॉरी, कोई इंटरव्यू नहीं वगैरह, पैक योर कैमराज एंड गेट आउट। नीचे क्या देखती हूँ कि पूरी मीडिया के सामने कहती है अभी अभी मैं मिलकर आ रही हूँ, हाय मैंने जिया को सपने में देखा था, और अपना पूरा अपना जो भी है ड्रामा वो क्रिएट कर। नो रिमोर्स, नथिंग, एक आंसू भी नहीं छलका आंखों से। जहां उस रात को उसका सूरज का बाप आदित्य पंचोली मेरे पैरों पे गिर के माफिया मांग रहा था। हाय ये तो बच्ची थी, अरे मैंने तो इसको कहा था कि तू वो गलतियां मत कर जो मैं कर चुका हूँ। ये क्या मतलब है? और जरीना वहाब और उसके बीच में तो 10 साल का फर्क होगा, मेरी बच्ची और उसके बीच में तो सिर्फ 2-2.5 साल का फर्क था। और तुम बिहेव कर रहे हो जैसे कि तुम बहुत बड़े लवर हो, इतनी मेच्योरिटी के साथ में पेश आ रहे हो। तुम 21 साल के तो थे नहीं, ऊपर से लेके नीचे तक झूठी झूठ 23 साल का ये था जब मेरी बच्ची 25 साल की थी। तो कितना फर्क हो गया? 2-3 महीने इधर उधर। आप 2-2.5 साल कम उम्र में क्या उम्र का पता चलता है? तुम रिलेशनशिप रखने में तो तुम बहुत बड़े हो, हाँ? और जेल काटने में और तुम्हारे पर ये लगाने के लिए तुम बच्चे बन गए 21 साल के। अरे निर्भया का केस तो 14 साल के लड़के ने किया था। वो क्या था? वो भी तो बच्चा था। तुम तो उससे ज्यादा उम्र के आदमी हो, तुम अपने आप को 21 कह रहे हो, तुम 14 तो नहीं हो ना?
बिल्कुल।
तो तुम अगर तुम एक रिलेशनशिप रख सकते हो एक लड़की के साथ में, तो तुम यू आर बिग इनफ, so take your responsibility of your heinous actions.
बिल्कुल, एब्सोल्युटली मैम। और मैम एक चीज और आई वांट टू ऐड ऑन, क्योंकि जब ये बिकॉज आई हैव बीन आल्सो वाचिंग, जरीना जी जब बोल रही थी कि भाई ये तो आप तो फेमस बनने के लिए इतना कर रही हैं, वो भी आई फेल्ट कि दैट वाज आल्सो शोइंग नो रिमोर्स कि भाई अगर किसी के घर में ऐसा इंसिडेंट हुआ है वो तो बोलेंगी ही, तो आप उनको बोल रहे हो वो फेमस बनने के लिए करना चाहती हैं। दैट इटसेल्फ शोज रियली रियली लैक ऑफ रिमोर्स टुवर्ड्स द विक्टिम एंड फैमिली।
दे रही हैं आप ही मेरा जवाब दे रही हैं। एक्चुअली इनकी सोच आप देख लीजिए, इनकी सोच आप देख लीजिए, यानी कि ब्लेम द डेड एंड ब्लेम द विक्टिम्स फैमिली। ये तो एक क्रिमिनोलॉजी, अब अगर आप पढ़ोगे, दिस इज द एक्ट ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड। क्रिमिनल्स ने कभी अपना गिल्ट एक्सेप्ट किया है? उनको तो पहले तो लॉयर समझा देते कि जस्ट से यू आर नॉट गिल्टी,
Exactly.
राइट, for everything. So they make others to speak your truth.
Exactly. और मैम, one more thing, how Aditya as a father asking the child कि तुमने ये मर्डर किया है,
हाँ,
और वो बोल रहा है, वो तो बोल रहा है नहीं, अब मैं, वो अगर बोल रहा है, सो हाउ इज इट दैट दिस डायनामिक्स इज हैपनिंग? आप कभी अपने बच्चे से, अगर आपको पता है कि, आप तो पता होना चाहिए कि आपका बच्चा कभी कर नहीं सकता, तो आप उससे पूछ रहे हो, कर सकते हो आप, तुम करा है तुमने?
और कह रहा है बड़ी बोल्डली, मैंने और बड़ी अश्योरेंस के साथ मैंने 3 दफा उसको पूछा, डिड यू डू दिस, डिड यू डू दिस, यानी कि अगर तुमने कर दिया है तो मुझे बता दो ताकि मैं सफाई कर सकूं।
Exactly.
यही है। एंड देन पूछ रहे हैं, एक आर्टिकल में पढ़ रही थी जिसमें कहा कि उससे पूछा जा रहा है कि तुमको जाना है, जिया का आज फ्यूनरल है 3रे दिन के बाद, तो हाँ मुझे जाना, अगर मैं जाऊंगा नहीं तो मैं अपने आप को कभी माफ नहीं कर पाऊंगा। क्या मतलब हुआ इसका? और फिर तुम आके, तुमसे देखा भी नहीं जाता है, ना तुम रोए ना धोए, कुछ नहीं, और तुम क्रोकोडाइल टीयर्स अपने शेड कर रहे हो, अपने ऊपर तरस खा रहे हो। मेरी मुझे अंजू मेहंद्रू कह रही थी कि सूरज आना चाहता है, मैंने कहा वो पहली रात को तो आया नहीं, अब क्यों आना चाह रहा है? तो मेरी बेटी छोटी वाली कहती है, अंजू को कहती है, मेक श्योर दैट ही डज नॉट कम हियर, एंड इफ दैट इज योर डिसीजन देन यू आल्सो लीव। आई वाज शॉक्ड, आई सेड, आई मीन, हमारे बच्चों, मेरी वो छोटी बच्ची ने सीबीआई को चिट्ठी लिखी, नरेंद्र मोदी जी को भी चिट्ठी लिखी, कहा बियॉन्ड रीजनेबल डाउट माय डॉटर, माय सिस्टर हैज बीन किल्ड। क्या किया उसके ईमेल का? क्या जवाब आया?
मैम, आपको कहीं से रिस्पांस आया है? Did she get any response from anyone with those letters?
नो नो, एक छोटी बच्ची ने चिट्ठी लिखी है, कोई नहीं, अरे कोई हमदर्दी भी नहीं।
एग्जैक्टली।
जाता था कि कितना पैसा है तुम्हारे पास, तुमको मालूम है अक्यूज बहुत रिच है, मैंने कहा हमें क्या लेना देना, हमें क्या मालूम किस धंधे से पैसा कमाया होगा।
एग्जैक्टली।
उसकी तो दोस्त हमको वो क्या धंधा करता है, और वेब में कौन कौन है। सो प्लीज, अभी तो बहुत इतनी गंदगी वैसी उछल रही है, धीरे धीरे पता ही चल जाएगा कि किस किस के हाथ उसमें रंगे हुए हैं।
Absolutely, ma'am. Everything is coming forward. But ये जो है, this जो family है, पंचोली families हैं, इन लोगों ने, I mean, they are so perfect in dramatics कि actually देखिए, I mean, इसमें वो जब मैं ये कहती हूँ कि जो रियल और रील वैल्यू में इन लोगों ने कोई अंतर नहीं रखा, अपनी लाइफ को ही एक फिल्म बना दिया है कि जो मर्जी, जैसा मर्जी स्क्रिप्ट लिख दो और सामने प्रेजेंट कर दो।
डॉक्यूमेंट्री देखोगे तो उसमें उसकी बहन और ये फैमिली आए हुए हैं, no remorse, nothing, कहते जिया was too sexy। इससे क्या मतलब हुआ? वो सेक्सी थी तो क्या हुआ? मुझे तो ये बात समझ में नहीं आई थी। और फिर नो रिमोर्स नथिंग, कोई ऐसी बात नहीं कि तारीफ के पहाड़ बनाए। ये लोगों ने ये सूरज पंचोली ने उसको चिट्ठियां लिखी, ओ यू आर माई लाइफ, यू आर माई ड्रीम, इतना मैनिपुलेट इस बेचारी लड़की को किया। अब क्या, वेस्ट में रेज्ड हुई है, सिंपल लड़की थी, बहुत सिंपल थी मेरी बिटिया जो है, बहुत सिंपल लड़की थी।
I can relate with it, ma'am. I understand what you're talking about. That simplicity, that honesty, जो, क्योंकि यहाँ पर तो सब होता है, बच्चों को होता है, मिलता है. So they don't have any these हेरा फेरी understanding. They don't understand the manipulations. मैम, before we leave, I want to ask कि आपने एक वो पुलिस के जो, जब अंजू महेंद्रू, मुन्नू and all that, उनके सारे जब पुलिस उनसे इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रही थी, तो वो सब डिफरेंट था जो आपने भेजा था. Can you just elaborate on that?
Well, ये सी क्या हुआ था कि जब सारे स्टेटमेंट्स तो पुलिस ने लिखे थे, अब पुलिस वैसे लिख रही थी जो पुलिस के फायदे में रहे। जब पुलिस ने सूरज पंचोली को पकड़ना था तो उन्होंने जो एप्लीकेशन बनाई थी, तो उससे साफ जाहिर हो रहा था that they have got enough evidence to make him an accused. और जब इनको छोड़ना था तो they removed all those evidences from the judge, and the judge said ki she has no evidence, so she can't hold him, and released him on bail. Do you understand me?
Exactly.
So
Right.
that is how I discovered, when I received the statements, that what Anju Mahendru saw and what Anju Mahendru experienced at that time, nothing of that was mentioned in the statements.
Right.
On the contrary, it was completely distorted. So I did a sting operation on them. And that's when she said, no, I did not say this. I said exactly what it was. So I said, no, but that does not come across on your statement.
That's what I wanted to say कि जो
Yeah.
पुलिस कर रही है, जो उनका ऑलरेडी स्टोरी का एंड उनको पता है, वो अकॉर्डिंगली काम करती है.
Yeah.
So they are not interested in the truth. They are interested in making up that story that they want to give.
Now the headlines had to be about, for example, Kundra. Now it will be like how they are going to now, remove, who to save, who not to save, whether they want to make a wife party to it or not. So this is all the manipulation which later is carried on by the police, and to complicate the.
And ma'am, we should not be shocked that he would be, free, because he's given them under the table something really amazing that they'll say, "Chalo, aapko free kar dete hain." Because, and then suddenly it can come totally different story. That no, we had a mistake. Ye ho sakta hai, ma'am.
Yeah. Anything is
They are
possible.
catching him to make some bucks. If
Yeah.
he gives in to which he will, because he has a lot of money, he'll
Yeah.
give the thing, and then the story could be changed, and then everything is going to be all right after
Yeah.
some time.
Yes.
So, ye we
And
can
the
assume.
police must be having a lot of phone calls and pressure from Bollywood icons, politicians, and now they must be really hunting whose pressure, whose influence one needs to use. You
Exactly.
see, this is what happens. They take
Yep.
favors from Bollywood, and Bollywood takes favors at this time.
Exactly.
Otherwise,
Exactly.
I mean, so much dirt is happening. But this is very pathetic, because that way, a innocent soul like Jiya, Sushant, Disha, they have been killed. They have been brutally killed. And you can't let things go like that. You are not setting an example. You are creating more criminalities within the system.
Exactly. Ma'am, you mentioned Disha. She was thrown down without clothes after the rape. And they say उसने suicide कर लिया. कौन लड़की ऐसा करती है, मैम? कोई भी मतलब बुद्धू भी नहीं करेगी इतना.
आज तक उसके नेबर्स या जिसने देखा, कोई आया बोलने के लिए कुछ?
No.
कोई आया? क्राइम सीन को कवर अप किया था? क्राइम सीन की तस्वीरें ली थी? कुछ किया था?
Nothing.
So this is the fate. This is how they show that, either you be with us, otherwise this is the fate. In a way, Bollywood is becoming terrorism. If you call terrorism, this is terrorism.
This is terrorism. This is absolutely pinnacle of criminality.
Yeah.
And
जो लड़कियों ने कुंद्रा के खिलाफ मुंह खोला है, पता नहीं उन लोगों का क्या फेट होगा. आज नहीं, इमीडिएटली नहीं, कब तक पुलिस प्रोटेक्शन देगी उनको?
मैम, वो जो 16 लोग हैं जो सुशांत से कनेक्टेड थे, उनके तो नाम भी नहीं पता, जिनकी मर्डर्स हो गए हैं, जिनके हिट एंड रन हो गए हैं, वो तो चले भी गए. उनके माँ बाप गरीब हैं, वो तो आप आगे भी नहीं आ सकते, वो तो लॉयर की फी भी नहीं पे कर सकते. सो देन दे आर जस्ट गॉन. दे आर गॉन फ्रॉम द थिंग. नोबडी विल नो. नथिंग विल हैपन. दीस क्रिमिनल्स विल कीप इमर्जिंग.
क्या हो रहा है? मेरे केस में कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा. बस सीबीआई आती है, हियरिंग होती है, सीबीआई आती है, अभी तक वही मांग रही है, एविडेंस मांग रही है. 9 साल से एविडेंस मांग रही है. जब तक एविडेंस मिलेगा, एविडेंस जाएगा फोरेंसिक के पास, जब तक और भी कुछ होगा तो और खींचने वाली बात है. और केस को जितना खींच सकते हैं वो, उसके या तो कोई बहुत बड़ा इन्फ्लुएंस होगा, या कोई बहुत बड़ा पैसा होगा पीछे, या कोई बहुत बड़ी ये साजिश होगी जो मुझे नहीं मालूम.
राइट. Exactly, ma'am. I'm totally with you, ma'am. I'm so grateful that you came. But आपने एक पूरा detail में सब बताया. I'm sure our viewers will understand the scenario, what you're going through. And आज भी आपकी 27th of July को आपकी है, आपने बताया है कि डेट मिली आपको 27th of July.
I think so, something like that. But मैं कहती हूँ सब लोगों से कि प्लीज मेरी बच्ची के लिए दुआ करें, उसके सोल के लिए, पीस के लिए, सुशांत के लिए. आज मैं खड़ी हूँ उस लड़के के लिए भी और दिशा के लिए भी, बिकॉज दे आर ऑल्सो विक्टिम ऑफ सच क्रिमिनल पीपल. They are victim of such criminal, and we should. ये धर्म की लड़ाई है. You have got to stand. It's not just my daughter. It is
Yes.
just that. It is also, my heart goes. कि क्या गुजरती होगी उनकी फैमिली के ऊपर, क्या गुजरती होगी उनके चाहने वालों पर.
Exactly. Exactly. It's terrible. And
Thanks.
ma'am, I'm so grateful. Grateful to you that you came, and grateful to you the way you are, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much for inviting me. Bye.
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye. So this was Rabia ji, as Iron Lady, standing day by day from last 9 years fighting for justice and truth. This is the least one deserves. When somebody is being killed in the family, that's the least we can ask our system. And now you have seen how the police has been working, how the judiciary is, what lawyers do, what CBI authorities do to just make this case as complicated as possible. It seems, without raising the facts, it seems that our judiciary is stuck up. Our police is highly corrupted. Our the CBI authorities are almost helpless because they have no evidence to prove. And what they are doing is when this person, Rabia ji, when she directly, gave the papers to courts. So now the court person just announces an order without even having the prosecutor there. So you can imagine how this whole system is, because probably this case is also backed up by some power, some criminal powers who have already decided the fate of Jiya's case. Jiya's, who she was, her mother thinks she's being killed, but CBI thinks something else. Forensic report says something else. Scarmens Report says something else. Scarmens Report is an agency. The forensic agency from abroad says that it's definitely a homicide. So it's a basically complete mess. And I just hope, pray to God that our agencies, we believe that our authorities are very competent, but we definitely doubt their intentions. And by having said that, I hope Narendra Modi ji, who listens to these cases, who sometimes might have time to watch us, can listen to us. The little girl, 10 years back, today she's grown up. She wrote to you a letter. Please respond to her, sir. I would be very personally grateful to you. I'm sure you have a lot of work to do. It's almost a burden to ask you. But sir, this is special. Jiya is special. Sushant Singh Rajput is special. Disha is special. These and many more young people who just got killed. Sir, these are very special people. And these were Indians. These were special Indians who could have led this country. They could have been our future prime minister. So, sir, that's the reason I have the audacity to ask you to respond to that little girl, the sister of Jiya's, the letter that she sent you. And I hope Jiya, Sushant Singh Rajput, Disha, and all the other cases will get justice. The truth must prevail. Thank you so much. Jai Hind. और मैं आप सबको यही बोलूंगी, जो सुन रहे हैं, जो देख रहे हैं, अपना ध्यान रखें, अपने परिवार का ध्यान रखें, और बहुत प्यार से और और हमेशा हंसी से, खुशी से रह रहें और स्माइल करते रहें. जय हिंद. वंदे मातरम.